Hello, friends. It's Rachel, and welcome to this remarkable, extraordinary video that we are going to enjoy live. So I am incredibly excited to bring on the wonderful Kathy Turner. Kathy Turner is a remarkable person, and she has so many interests. She is one of the most talented individuals that I have ever met in my life. And her collection is absolutely remarkable, out of this world. It reminds me of the National Treasure. She is an author. She is a dealer. She has a business, Virtue Doll, and she has an online shop. But she is a wonderful, wonderful historian, educator, and she has an incredible eye and a wonderful, wonderful collection full of things that you have never seen before, and I guarantee you, you have never seen before. We did a little tour of her collection before this video right here, and I got to see just some remarkable things that I can't wait to share with you guys. So please share the video. Also comment, because Kathy Turner will be answering your questions in the comments. So let's bring her on. I am going to add, she is going to join us and have a tour of her wonderful doll room. Hi, Kathy.
Hi there. There you are.
Here we are. It's so good to see you.
Are you ready for this?
We are. We have some people that are just hopping on right now, but they're going to get on. So we are really excited. If you guys out there are really excited, then let us know. Kathy, my heart is pounding.
Woo, woo. Take a deep breath. Let's turn the camera around.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Okay. So this is, let's start small. This is the door to the doll room. And let's alert them. We're coming in.
Tell us about that handle.
Feeling we may be greeted by somebody.
Oh, hello.
He was helping me get ready. And now let's just get the grand view from the doorway. I have a few things.
This is remarkable, Kathy. When it opens up, it is like, I don't know, opening up King Tut's tomb for the first time, just seeing all these wonderful treasures.
Well, at least you didn't say Pandora's box.
No, it's wonderful. It's remarkable what you have, and it is so inspiring to collectors around the world that you are sharing it with us today. So thank you so much.
Well, let's just, first thing inside the doorway, we have a little vignette of Japanese dolls, both old and new.
I love that puppet head right there. She's just wonderful. And
and we're going to be going on a tour this fall with Alan, who you recently visited. You may have seen a puppet head like that being unboxed, I think.
We did see one being unboxed, and that's why I recognized it. That's why what we're doing is so important, because I wouldn't have recognized her if I didn't see it in his video.
Exactly.
How great.
Here's something that I didn't show you before. This is a modern Japanese doll, and you notice that there's a little opening in the tummy?
Yes.
That's a tradition in Japan, that when an infant is born, they save the umbilical cord in a special box. Usually it's not a doll, though, but that's why that doll has that box.
Oh, how interesting. What a wonderful art doll. That's fantastic.
But anyway, I know that you all want me to dive in, so
I just want to go swimming.
Swim in. Let's swim in.
We're going to swim in.
Let's say hello to the American contingent down here.
Hello, the Americans. We're going to go on a world tour.
Oh, and I had somebody who made a special request, so I had to bring out this guy. He normally resides in a case upstairs. He has special...
And if you guys are watching right now, Kathy and I, we're going to tell you, This is a PG-13 video.
Oops, so, we didn't warn them beforehand, did we?
No. So you know, use at your own discretion.
Yeah, don't write letters to me later.
Is this a crocheted man? He
is a crocheted man, and now the story behind him is I spotted this doll on eBay, and he was fully dressed in an assortment of odd clothing. And I just on a weird hunch, I bought it, and they didn't say anything about what was under the clothes. So when I got it home and it arrived, yeah, I started undressing it. The bottom layer was a Barbie red knit swimsuit, actually. And imagine my surprise when I took that off.
What a great surprise. I mean, it's nice to be surprised in a good way when that happens. So
now let's back it up here. We have some very large wooden ladies.
Now, these are very large. How tall are those ones right there?
So this is the largest wooden shoulder head I have. I think she's about 30 inches.
Fantastic.
The head alone, something like 8 inches. Shoulder head. And then we have some little people. In this case, I've left my flashlight on the other side of the room, Rachel. I'm going to have to go get it.
That's okay, Kathy.
The center doll there is a peddler. She is peddling, she's a rag seller. She's peddling clothes. And then I have other heads in here. And Rachel and I talked about, these are all heads that want bodies. But in the front is a very mysterious head. I don't know if it's male or, Lindbergh or female, Earhart. It is ceramic porcelain of some sort, but I just don't know anything about it, but it fascinates me. So if anybody's seen anything like it, wants to contribute, I'd love to know.
Totally remarkable. One of the things that I kind of like about the China head dolls when they don't have bodies is that you can have more of them. They take up less space.
That's true. And as I pointed out to Rachel, this is, oops, there's my finger going across the camera lens. She warned me not to do that. Here is the Weird Christmas Land with the Build Lily that I recently got from Rachel.
Yes, you snapped her up in the first virtual convention. Of the millions of people I thought that would want to purchase her, Kathy Turner posting sold. I was like, doesn't she only collect China head dolls?
And now you know better. Now you know better because she's hanging out with the burlesque queens.
She is having a great time, and I see there's a poodle there. It's so wonderful to see her hanging out and having such a blast.
And then we start getting into China's. This one is probably a Dressel and Kister doll. Not entirely certain about that identification, but she's just a beauty, all original. And I have cloth dolls, including a Camkins and another European cloth doll. These are, whoa, what happened to our video feed there?
I don't know. It seems like we lost you for a second. What's going on?
Let's reload that. Let's see if we can get, there we, okay, turn it around.
Okay.
We're back. We're in business. I probably hit a button. And here's some American cloth dolls. And you might notice they're sitting in this fabulous folk art chair.
Is that an eagle? It looks like an eagle.
Yeah. We need accessories. Dolls need accessories. And then over here, these I'm going to talk about more when we do our little special segment on China art dolls. So we're just going to take a look at those, but we're not going to say much about those. We'll save that for later.
One of the things, yes. So you're going to be giving a program at the June virtual convention, and it's going to be focused around art dolls from around the world. So this is an opportunity because I think a lot of the China heads that we find are usually German or sometimes French. These are made from around the world.
Correct. But, bottom line, they're all art dolls because at some point an artist started, did the modeling in a way.
Absolutely. Every doll is an art doll. That's why what we're focusing on is so important because dolls are art.
And now then I have a selection of wooden. This is the Woodlands, I told Rachel. This is the Woodlands.
This is just phenomenal. I just, every single one of these is something special and unique. You have such a great eye, Kathy.
Why, thank you. I like them.
Which one is one of your favorites in the Woodlands?
Of these, I think I posted this one recently in the UFDC
Wow.
museum group. This haughty lady with her stern expression and long, solid neck.
Oh man, this is a compliment, but she looks like sort of like my new bulldog. Like she does.
Without the overbite.
Yes. I love her.
So she's a favorite of mine.
Wonderful.
But I have so many favorites, and not so that you won't think I stick only to the 1800s. We have the 1940s girls. These are about 2 feet tall each. These are countertop mannequins from the 1940s. The one blonde on the left is a Princess Peggy on her stand. But they're hanging out right next to a row of China dolls.
Wow, look at that. Just wonderful. Now, Kathy, what is it about the China dolls that you really love? It has something to do with the hair.
Oh, yes. Well, this one here is an anomaly because she has a feature that most of mine don't. If anybody could guess. We don't have time to take guesses, but I am not a hairdresser. And it finally occurred to me that the reason I collect the type of doll I do is because I don't like to mess with hair.
That's such a great reason.
Yeah.
Wigs can be drama. And
yet this one has a wig, but it's just plunked on. I don't do anything to it. And this one is a very early French china by Jacob Petit or Jacob Petit, however that's pronounced. I don't hold out any claims to pronounce French words correctly.
She is remarkable. I love her face. Very distinctive.
Kathy, it is.
You're always looking for things that are it has something a little bit different, kind of an anomaly. She is
correct.
Wonderful.
And that moves on to another anomaly, and actually put a couple of these side by side. Sorry for the blurb there. So this doll and her sister are actually China dolls with a matte glaze over top that makes them appear to be bisque dolls.
Interesting.
And there is a family series of these dolls that we have identified. Here's just 2 of them. I have a couple others, but they're buried in the case we will visit shortly. If you feel their complexions, because they have a glazed China glaze, smooth, shiny China glaze underneath, and then a matte glaze on top, that gives them a very silky feeling complexion, more so than regular bisque. This one actually, where they've left the blonde hair with the China glaze, and then they put the matte glaze just over the skin tone areas. Very odd. We don't know who made them yet, may never know, but at least we've sort of identified a family, a fatherless family.
Well, and by doing these videos too, maybe one of the viewers might be able to know. Maybe somebody out there knows. So,
or at least they will recognize maybe, oh, I have one of those. I just didn't know.
Right. Love it.
So then we go up. Here's another slight anomaly. This bisque gentleman by Altbeck and Gottschalk. Of course, you see right away he's been given a mustache, which has been painted on later.
I love his mustache.
But what's a little unusual about this one is that most of the bisque dolls of this type have blonde hair. The dark-haired ones are less common. In the bisque, you usually see the blondes. In China's, you usually see the black hair. Real true brown hair is probably the least common of any.
That is so interesting to know and to look out for. When you think of it, I haven't seen too many brown haired Chinas. I love knowing that.
I probably could show you some if we get to them.
Well,
no.
Kathy, in our run through, I said we're going to have to do this several times because it is just remarkable what you have. And you have modern BJDs. I love it.
Guess what? I have modern BJDs. And guess what they're looking at?
Oh, boy.
This is a little figure here is a Booty Babe figure by Spencer Davis out in California. And he does full-body doll figures with this physique. This kind of figure is his is what he does.
Hey, she's got it going on.
But I just thought it was amusing to pose
Right.
these dolls as though they're having conversation about that, and their different facial expressions give their different reactions that you can imagine.
So much fun. It's so much
Gotta
fun.
have fun with it.
Yes, it's important to have fun with it, and I think people watching can understand that it doesn't have to be perfectly proper and in place. You can just have fun.
Oh, proper is not the name of the game here.
Right.
All right, let's see if I can get this one open. There we go.
Now these are remarkable because they're black china heads with molded turbans.
That's correct. And they have little ones down here, little tiny black chinas as well. I do have my flashlight. I don't know if it...
Let's see. Yeah, that helps.
Maybe if I kind of aim it somewhere in that vicinity.
There you go.
Yeah,
yes.
There we go.
So remarkable, those dolls.
But that's not the only black chinas.
These are, Kathy, how rare, I mean, are black chinas. They're just something I personally really never see.
You don't see them very often. It's true.
Okay.
I can't tell you a percentage, but clearly there are fewer out there and they're harder to find.
Absolutely.
There are actually a few. I actually had some woman named Kay Copeman reproduce one of up there.
Interesting.
So that's actually a modern one. And then over in this corner, we have...
Finger check.
There we have Sweden. These dolls are from Gustav Borg and Rörstrand. There's a Rörstrand there. That's Gustav Borg. That's Sweden. That's Gustav Borg. That's Sweden there. The Gustav Borg dolls are of, let's just say, sketchy quality. And then down here are the big girls of various sorts. By big, these are usually 20 inches and up. Most of these dolls, mostly China, a couple bisque in back.
Wonderful, 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 Kathy. Let's go in on a couple of your favorites in there.
Okay, let's see. Making sure my finger's not... This gal here you notice that the ringlets are actually separate from the neck.
Oh, how great.
That means that they had to use... I forget, we did a mold count on how many mold parts this doll required to make, and it was quite phenomenal. This was really a tour de force to make a doll with that kind of feature.
Absolutely.
And then let's go over to the next group here. I know, finger check, I'm sorry.
No, you're doing great. For you guys out there, just so you know, this is Kathy's first time. She's doing a great job.
I'm a newbie.
Yeah. We're gonna have a lot more from her, but Kathy, just from looking overall, I see some wonderful dolls here. The one that sticks out first of all is the one with the molded, the exposed ear right there.
Yes, and let's just out. You said brown hair. I don't know if you can see.
Yes.
Brown hair. Okay, so the flashlight's sort of helpful. She is by a Polish maker called Karl Thielsch. He was imitating KPM products. His mark that's inside this doll is very similar to the KPM mark, but not a KPM doll, but still really cool doll and early.
Very cool.
And then we have more on the shelf above.
This is just fantastic. Kathy, when you're looking, is it just what appeals to you, or do you have a certain criteria you like to shop with?
I look for anomalies. I look for things that I haven't seen before. I'm really intrigued by the unknowns.
You like a caper.
Pardon?
You like a caper, a mystery.
Yes, and speaking of mysteries, one of my absolute favorites is this little fellow down here. One of the few dolls I've given a name to. I call him Rene because he is French. He's on his original chunky French kid body. kid from head to toe, and the body is so tight on the shoulder plate that we can't peel it down to see if there's any marks, but he might be an early Jacob Petit. And if you see the brush strokes on the hair, it's just phenomenal.
Such a distinctive face.
And I've never seen another doll like that at all, anywhere. And let's see, let's move on. Then we have this little corner cupboard area where we have the French contingent. We have a Romer, a Bavois, and one in early plastic material.
This is a misconception too, because we think of plastic as kind of like a modern invention. And Kathy, like, how old is plastic? It's pretty.
Oh, mid-1800s at least, if not probably earlier than that. And there's different types too.
Let's look at your Romer. Fabulous.
She has these sleepy, seductive eyes.
Wonderful.
And I don't know if I can get back to Bavois land. She's kind of dim. She's too hard to see. But we'll move up to the next level. Now, this is your PG-13 warning time, because the lady who's washing her feet, she has more than a nip slip going on.
She's got it all, but that is so hard. That is so rare. She is sexed and has, what kind of, do you call these naughties? Is that what you call them?
I would think she falls into that category, but she's just an exquisite sculpture too.
She is. I love her. Is her bucket? It's all China.
It's all China. All of it.
Remarkable. Yep. Just remarkable.
And then in the next shelf above that, I have some American China dolls. One on the right is painted bisque. The other two are China. I know you can't see the head of the one in the middle, but you can see the Liberty head, which is unfortunately a damaged head. I've seen the complete doll, but one I have is damaged, unfortunately. But
he's
very cool.
Darling. He's absolutely
an American made, early 1900s sometime, World War I era maybe or something. And then we add back to some Japanese dolls. Little Mitsuore doll, the triple jointed doll, including one in ivory, a tiny. Oh, I'm not supposed to mention the word ivory, right? It's one of those materials we're supposed to know anything about anymore.
Yes, but.
Yes, but.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
My mother has a couple of these wonderful artist dolls. Can you tell us about the artists of these wood dolls right here?
Yes, I was just going to jump into that because I believe Paul Robinson is in the group, and these are some of his wonderful old pretenders. I love to support other artists, and he does fabulous work from head to toe, the wood, carving, the dressing, everything. And those are 3 of his dolls.
They're just remarkable. Kathy, how important is it to support working artists?
Well, I mean, you think about what we collect that's antique, and it's all based on artists' work, and we're all head over heels over that. But we're not going to have future generations unless we support the ones that are among us now.
Exactly.
And frankly, the dead ones, as I always say, don't need the money.
Right, exactly. Oh, I'm all for it, as you know. Look at this, everybody.
The next group is sort of kiddie land. These are mostly children dolls, and I do love the dolls with hats. We didn't even get into some of them because we ran out of time. And I did also focus, these girls are going to move because they're not either bisque or China. I just stuck them here for now. I refer to these as the Shining Twins.
They are hysterical, and they're very early. I love them.
Yes, there's this, I think they're wax over paper mache.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. One of my favorites is the molded bonnet, the molded hat dolls. Those are just
we focused on one in particular, so I'm going to go down on the floor.
Look at that, everybody.
And talk about this doll. So I'm going to move the thing in front of it out a little bit. So I got this doll, as you see it basically, and except unfortunately I had a very badly broken and poorly repaired shoulder blade. Just such a mess. But as it happened, I had the exact size shoulder head model. So a little swapperoo happened, but down here is the original head laying at its feet. And then I found just recently the mini-me.
That is amazing. A mini-me of that doll. Oh my gosh, I love it.
So I think they're just so fun. And that's a really kind of a hard to find model too. You don't see that one. But
absolutely.
I didn't show you this before, but talking about hatted dolls, I have a few more.
Oh my gosh, you got she has a few more. Oh, I'm like hyperventilating over here. Kathy, these are amazing.
I love the dolls with hats. What can I say? Gotta have a hat.
I love that hat in the back that has the blue topper over top the white. Look at that.
That's an ABC doll, Altbeck and Gottschalk.
Wonderful.
Some of the others are Hertwig or unknowns. Hertwig did a lot of them.
Is that like a butterfly hat? I've seen that before. It's just wonderful.
Yes. Oh. That's a Hertwig model with the butterfly.
Love it.
Popular model. You could have so much fun just simply focusing on Hertwig bonnet head dolls. You could have a whole collection without a huge expenditure because they're not as expensive as some other things.
Yes, they are. As our friend Balan just said, they are affordable, and it's really fun to have a focus sometimes within your collection.
Yes. I try to have a focus. Apparently my only focus is no hair. So I've talked a little bit before with you about these so-called Machman type dolls. So Machman actually got a patent on the voice box, not the body, but he got away with naming all these lines of dolls after him after all, apparently. But this is probably one of the rarest ones. And it is a little black China Machman. Let me see if I can lift his drawers and you can see the bod.
That is so cool.
I ever got before.
That is so incredibly cool.
I got this one from Moira Hatton. Thank you, Moira, if you happen to be around. I love it. I love it dearly.
She's a wonderful person. We see her at shows. And then you helped him out surgically, right?
Yes. So he was missing his hands from the wrist down, so I rebuilt the hands.
You did an incredible job, Kathy. You are so talented.
Well, he needed hands. Had to give him hands.
Well, not everyone can just give him hands. You did great.
We spent a little bit of time looking at some of these fancy people down here. These fancy dolls are on the floor of my doll room. I need some shelves, don't I? I showed you this gal.
Look at that. Look at that comb.
Fabulous yellow comb in her hair.
With jewels.
Well, the jewels are not molded, but she has a very matronly face. I have this gentleman here with facial hair. There is back here, this is a Meissen with brown eyes.
Amazing. And gray hair.
Another Meissen. They have a fairly distinctive look.
Mm-hmm. They do.
And then the ultimate and fancy man is this French fellow who is just to die for. You can see
I would wear that outfit. I mean,
damn straight.
To die for.
I mean, the details. It's just so
I have never seen a Chinaman fashion in such an elaborate outfit like this. He's to die for. I love it.
Even his ears are cool.
He's got eyebrows. Everything about him is just like perfection.
Painted hair and a wig. Well, I'll forgive him the wig because he's a long-haired dude too. Got to have a man with long hair.
He's like he would be on the front of a romance novel. He
would.
He would.
So we're gonna do a little quick scan of the floor. Okay, this one I didn't even mention.
Wasn't there another one, Kathy, right where we were that had a wonderful comb?
Oh, yes, that's on the other side of the room.
On the other side,
I have to get up for that one. I just wanted to pause briefly. Not all the dolls I get are lovely dolls. This is an English doll made during World War I era when they couldn't get the German dolls. So I believe this is I'm trying to remember if this is Goss or another maker. I forget right now. I'd have to look it up. But
interesting.
Interesting, not pretty, but to me very fascinating.
Absolutely.
So we have so many dolls we didn't even get a chance to look at when we were talking before. So I'm going to do a quick scan and then go over to the ones with the combs that you were asking about. I know. You all say, pause, hold on, wait.
Well, Kathy, we're going to be doing several talks just on certain types of dolls, but for doll collectors and all the people that are tuning in right now, it's very exhilarating and inspirational to see this, because it's important for people to know there's a lot of us out there that are doing this, and it's amazing.
Now, do you know who these guys are? These are the ultimate naughties.
No.
These are 3 inches tall. We're PG-13 alert. Look away, clutch your pearls. You ready for it?
Ready.
Okay, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get in there. Where are you? He has anatomy. I'm just doing a peek there. And so does she, actually. They are both anatomically correct.
So rare.
So rare. So funny. Somebody had a sense of humor.
You know, it's fantastic. And I've seen them worse than that. So
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So you were asking about the other gals with combs.
Yes.
So this wonderful doll, who's very much a mature lady. She's not a girl or a child. She's a woman. And she has a tortoiseshell comb in back.
Look at that, everybody. I hope you can see it. So she's got this wonderful tortoiseshell comb inside her elaborate braided bun. Just wonderful.
And then I also have this beauty up here with her large comb.
See, that makes me want to clutch my pearls. That is astounding. That is wonderful.
Pearl clutching takes a whole new meaning.
It really does when you're a doll collector and you can appreciate such a wonderful molded comb like that on such a wonderful doll like that.
As you can see in back, there's a few more other early dolls of different types. This is actually up here. We didn't focus on this before, but this is another doll that's a favorite of mine. It's a American carved wooden doll, probably one of the dancing jigger dolls, but I've never seen one with holding a gun in his hand before.
This doll doesn't give an F. He's like, don't.
No, he definitely, and look at that evil little face he's got with his pointy beard. He just cracks me up.
He's the kind of doll that if he could have a caption, it would be, "Don't F with me." I mean,
yeah,
really.
Really,
great.
That's him. Oh, and I have been accumulating things. I promised I was going to be taking some things from my collection.
Kathy, are these dolls, because you have your business, of course,
yes,
and you're constantly listing and selling wonderful dolls. Are these for sale?
Yes, these are some of the ones, and there will be more.
Let's dig in.
I need to get out my flashlight. Let's see if it works. Oh, it's getting dim for some reason.
Well, you could open the window to bring in some light if you want, because I know we closed them all.
This is a Carton Moulé doll, so she's going to be looking for a new home. This very nice covered wagon china is also going to be, she's a fairly large doll too. This is a Verlang. She's actually a candy box.
Interesting.
Yeah. This very rare doll is a rubberhead doll, a black rubberhead doll.
Oh my gosh. I love those.
But this one is rare because it's actually made to be a black doll. It's on a milliner, so-called milliner type body that is black leather with black wooden arms and legs.
What a treasure. Oh, that is such a rare doll.
And just for fun, I decided to put this little wackadoo carved wooden head doll in there because I want to hit all types and all price ranges. And I'm going to be relinquishing the waltzing Steiner. She does waltz. She winds up. She rolls along and says, oddly enough, "Mama,
Oh,
Mama."
I love it. How fun.
She is in what may be her original box. It might be an original dress.
Oh my gosh,
but she's
gorgeous.
in great shape.
And now that
this,
black doll is wonderful. Does it have
Yes,
googly eyes? Yes.
not googly eyes, but blue eyes.
Blue eyes.
Yes. And I understand after doing some research, these may hail from South America.
How interesting. I've never seen one like that.
Yeah, they're very cool. And then I have a character cloth doll that he's dressed kind of in a pirate-like style.
He's got a great face. Now, she's wonderful.
This is about the largest Griner doll that I have. I should stand her up, but she's like, I don't know, 40 inches or something like that. She's huge.
She's amazing. And that's, yes. How can our viewers contact you? What's your favorite way to be contacted? Oh, look at that.
I do have my shop up on Ruby Lane called Virtu Doll, VIRTUDOLL. I'll also, these dolls are all set aside for the virtual doll convention, though. These will be up then, and I'm also going to be including Ms. Buster Brown shoe mannequin here.
She is so cool.
She's fun. She's selling shoes, but she has like tap shoes on.
I love her.
She's the size of a young child. So her arms detach, but obviously she will be a large box to ship, but there she is.
How unique and wonderful. Kathy, you are a published author, and we have shown your book before. Tell us a little bit about your wonderful book that you debuted last year.
Well, much of the credit of this goes to Elizabeth Ann Coleman. She roped me in with her as the lead to work on this project. And frankly, we've been working on this for years, and we still have so much more to go, but we were spurred to at least get some of it in print when we did a long workshop at the Carmel Doll Shop for Michael and David. And I think that the people that participated were very pleased. And this was published for the workshop, but we published more copies so that other people could get some of the information that we have in this book. And it's done in sort of an encyclopedic fashion, alphabetical order, with as much factual information as we could about all the different companies. And it's not just companies that made porcelain dolls in the 1800s. It goes right up to into the current times.
Absolutely. The book is remarkable. I really enjoyed the program that you did with Ann Coleman and Michael Canadas. That was did you have a great time at that workshop? I'm sure you did.
It was so much fun. So much fun for us too. A couple more things to share with you. I guess I get my artisan, my craftsmanship or whatever from my mother, my late mother. She was a phenomenal seamstress and an artisan in her own right. And these are some bears that she made from old fur coats.
I love that, because a lot of times with fur coats, it's just a faux pas to be wearing any new fur, of course. But the old fur, instead of like wasting it, you can honor the animal by making the bear. I think that's a wonderful thing your mother did.
Correct. Now, I had a request, so I'm just going to come down here real quick. That somebody said that they wanted to see the Showan huts. There they be. I've told the story, giving kudos to my husband, who went to the local, weekly auction house and sent me this text saying, there's some old dolls here. You'll want them? And all I could see was the bottom of that Showan hut foot sticking out. And I said, well, they're probably not in great condition. Get them cheap if you can. He said, there's this other box with some clothes. I said, well, get that too if you can. Probably goes with them. And they're in phenomenal condition. And I have the provenance. And they have duplicate wardrobes, just so extensive, like 20 dresses each, and it just goes on and on. They're
Amazing.
Wonderful. So he gets props.
We're jealous.
And the largest China head I have, this China head is 11 inches. She has no body. Help! She needs a body.
She's fantastic. I love the sculpting. Look at the tear ducts, I guess you would say right there. That is just fantastic. I mean, look at mine. You can see it on the doll. It's just so real.
She's just so beautiful. I just love this head. She has clothes but no body.
Well, like I said, you can store more that way. Bodies take up space.
Now, I do talk about dolls a lot, China dolls in special. I even have a box of heads that I bring when I do seminars and stuff. And I will be doing a seminar at UFDC convention this summer.
How great.
Also.
Wonderful. Do you know when your seminar is? I guess it's on the schedule, but
it will be on the schedule. Oh, you know what? We're going to have to wrap this up because my battery's getting low, Rachel.
Oh, that's okay. You still got like 10 minutes, I promise.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying, just a little heads up there in case I fade out.
Oh, been there. You can run on fumes for a while, I promise.
This is one other doll that I'm contemplating putting up in the virtual doll convention shop.
Wow, he's wonderful.
So I wanted to talk to Alan a little bit more to see if I could get a little more information. This doll, this is obviously a Japanese doll. Its clothing is entirely made of paper.
Oh, how interesting. Oh my gosh, what a delicate doll. Love
delicate, but yet in very good condition.
Right.
So that's another one that is going to be. And speaking of Japanese dolls that are in my collection, here are a number of them. Which again, my battery is kind of wimpy on my.
No, this is good. We can see them. Kathy, what do you have such a range of collection. I just love it. Do you remember your first doll?
Oh, I should have brought her out. I do. Well, I don't know if this is my first doll. The first doll I collected, I'm just going to scan as we talk. The first doll I collected was given to me by my grandmother when I was about 12 years old, because my grandmother was one of these people that was making China dolls in like the 60s. So she made China dolls for all the grandchildren, and I got one of her China dolls that she made. And so that was the start of it. And then after that, not long after that, I started going to flea markets, and I bought my first little China doll that was antique at a flea market, and the rest is history. But I have to tell you that my parents were very much into collecting antiques, so they already had the bug from them. In fact, they allowed me to bid at my first auction with $1 in my pocket when I was 5 years old.
Oh, how great. It's just wonderful to have oh my gosh, what's going on with her?
I wish I knew. I got her. This is the story of my life. I got her because I was like, wow, she's wackadoo. I want her.
Love her.
I don't know, but she's so cool.
I mean, her hair matches her skirt, like with the shape
it does,
of it.
Doesn't it? Let's get down here.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a bad hair day with this girl.
No, I don't have to do her hair.
I love it.
She reminds me, there's this one painting of Spanish royalty where there's a little princess. I'm trying to remember the name of it, Princess Marguerite or something like that. That kind of reminds me of her, but even that princess's hair is not that outlandish.
Oh, man. I love her.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. She's so cool, though. There's some other coolness back in here, since we have a few more minutes.
Oh, look at that molded bust. She's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been meaning to put her in clothing, but I just kind of like her that way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, you with a body like that, why cover it up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And this gal here is Nymphenburg, China.
Now, those are wonderful dolls. They have a very distinctive look, which helps us identify them. She looks early.
Yes, and I think we may be talking, well, they're 1918, thereabouts. So they're
Mhm.
early 1900s, but they're purported to have been modeled perhaps after some early dolls from like the 1700s even. I don't know if that's true or not. But there was a particular sculpture associated with that, which I will save that for when I talk about art dolls.
Yes, we're so excited for your program for the June convention. You've done so much already. Look at these wonderful dolls. Kathy, I don't think you discriminate boy dolls, girl dolls. You like them all.
I actually really like boy dolls, and they're
Hmm.
harder to find. I know people saying that boy dolls are less popular. Isn't she fun?
Oh my gosh, what kind of doll is that?
Well, the head is perhaps a Contenboom head. I'm not sure. Uh,
Oh, I
but
love
you've
her.
heard of the Gesland bodies
Hmm.
on certain fashions. Well, I think this is a form of a Gesland body.
Look at that.
And it's just, and I don't know that this head was original on there, because this is some things you have to look at. Does that look like original glue to you?
No, but
No.
I love her
But
bow.
this is how she came to me.
Right.
So I don't know what was on there originally, but there she is now. And I put her in this chair down here as though she's handicapped.
Let's touch on that a little bit. I think that's an important conversation, because just because something isn't totally original doesn't mean it's not great, right?
That's true. I mean, you think about when you had dolls growing up, how many times did you undress them, redress them, make clothes for them?
Right.
What is original and what is not? I mean, here is a doll that is probably all original. And
Oh,
she
is
was,
she a peddler? Is that
she's,
great?
well, she's a sewing companion,
Yes. Okay.
I think, of some sort, because all of her implements have to do with sewing. But she's probably all original. And
Right.
I have others that could probably be all original. I mean, I think maybe he's been in that outfit for a long
Man,
time.
I'm having outfit envy for sure. I dressed in
Right.
something that I thought would be, unique for our interview, because your dolls are just so cool, Kathy.
I thank you. But originality, yeah. I mean, there's so many of these dolls. They come to me and they'll be dressed in synthetic polyester satin brocade with polyester lace and lots of ruffles, let's just say. And that was somebody's grandmother's idea of beauty in the 1950s or 60s, and they put a lot of love and care into it. And I think I know
Exactly.
Jonathan Green, in fact, I think has a small side collection of some of these frocks just for historic interest and study. And they are kind of a study in and of themselves.
Absolutely.
I have to admit, I kind of like, if I get one of those frocks, they tend to come off and go on the free table at the doll club meeting.
Free
But just
table. Yay!
free table.
You're going to have a couple free things in the virtual convention, which we're excited about. And you're constantly giving away free things to Good Homes. And I love that about you.
Yes. Yes, I like to do that. I think it just supports interest in our
Absolutely.
collecting habits.
Absolutely. Kathy,
But
do you have any that are, it's hard to ask a doll collector which is your favorite, because it's kind of like they're all my favorites. But do you have a
right.
couple that are your favorites right now?
Well, I mentioned the little possible Jacob Petit boy. Let's see. Yes, because I like unusual. This lady here is a favorite of mine. Now, you might look at that face and think, "Oh my God, that's a reproduction."
Mm-hmm.
It looks weird. It looks off.
It's not.
It is not. I'm going to pull her out. Actually, give me a moment with the phone here.
Oh, we're
I'm
fine.
gonna...
And look at that. She's great.
She is by a company called Bing and Grandal,
Mm-hmm.
which was, and they made this doll probably in the 1840s or 1850s.
She is
She's
so early, but at first glance, you might think that she was like a reproduction or like out of Japan or something.
Right. But no, she's the real deal, and they were sort of copying Royal Copenhagen.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, I believe they got subsumed in that company persisted a long time, but
Mm-hmm.
they eventually, I think, ended up maybe being owned by Royal Copenhagen. I have to look up my history.
A great study. You could do a program just on
Yeah,
her.
these dolls are marked B&G in blue inside, and I have one other head, but it's not accessible right now. That's a child version with shoulder length ringlets.
Just wonderful.
But these are very, very rare doll. Much rarer than a KPM.
And KPMs are super rare.
Well, they're rare, but they're out there.
Yeah.
You can usually find one. I mean, there's one right there. And where's my other one?
You can find them, but a lot of times you are spending thousands of dollars, and which is
There's
great.
another.
Kathy, in your opinion right now, what are some dolls that you're seeing are great buys, things that people should go out into the world and find and purchase? We touched on bonnet head dolls. You can get those for a great price right now.
I do think the bonnet head dolls, I think the Hertwig bonnet head dolls are a good area.
A great bang for your buck, for your doll buck. If you want to spend $100 to $200, you can sometimes find them.
Yes. And you can get good quality flat top China head dolls. Let's go up here. And actually, I think that one in the back there is probably going to be in the VDC shop in the back right there.
Yes.
And that's a lovely doll. Nothing wrong with it. But it's, 1860s or so, and great doll, but it's not going to be as expensive as a KPM.
Well, yeah, you're spending $200 instead of $2,000 to $5,000. So
correct.
And you get a lot of doll for your buck. So
correct.
Yeah. And they oftentimes come in wonderful outfits with great underclothes.
They do. And if you can get one that has, a nice old body and stuff, that's always a plus. And we could talk about that. Remember, we were talking about looking to see what was original and what wasn't, and how that one head probably didn't originate on that body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can get one. Okay, here's some. These are later, and these are odd dolls, actually. I think these are the dolls from Estonia or something like that. But these are later, probably 30s, and they are all original on these original bodies that are later bodies.
And they've got such sweet touches, like the little bows on the molded legs. Like,
yes,
there's a lot of and molded feet. It's a great doll.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good to look. Something like that would be good to look for. Books. Buy books. Invest in books, and more books, and educate yourself. And of course, sharing online, as we are doing, is one of the best ways to share knowledge about all of these beauties that we all love. And how did I ignore these guys over here? Some of my favorites.
Oh, my goodness.
Favorites.
Amazing.
She has a wig. I'll forgive her, though.
I love the wig, and then the black painted hair underneath.
Let's clunk. Look at this wig, though. And I didn't have to do this.
Oh, look at the braids. Oh, my gosh. That's phenomenal.
And maybe I'll just leave her wig in her lap. Because her wig, then you can see her wig.
The wig is art. Just the wig. And I love her like this, too.
And she has a I think, big sister with molded hair. And you can't see in back, but she's got some blue stuff ribbon through her hair and all. These are huge dolls, too. These are from Schlagenwald. They are Bohemian ladies.
They are glorious. Love them.
And one of the largest dolls I have, I don't know who made this gal. Sorry, she's in the corner. But she's a very large doll. She has a very sculpted face. And she even has these eyebrows that are interesting.
She is great. You can tell how big she is from her size. It's just wonderful to have those large ones. They have such a presence in the room.
You can see how she's peeking out from the corner. I don't know why she says, "Why am I stuck in the corner all
She's
the time?"
She's a hidden child.
It's because you're so big.
She is. I mean, look at this, Kathy. This is so much fun for us doll collectors to see and to learn. You're going to be doing a lot of things this year. This is a very exciting year for you. You're going to Italy here on Sunday.
I am. So if you visit my shop, you will find I will have to put it in vacation mode for the next 2 weeks, but you can still communicate with me. You can still shop. I just won't be shipping anything for the next 2 weeks.
Well, that's okay, because I mean, look at these wonderful dolls. So if people want to shop with you, they can go to your online shop, Bear2 Doll on Ruby Lane. Yep. And you're going to be live at UFDC. You're going to be live at the Virtual Doll Convention, and you're around. So you're a very accessible person. So if people have questions, can they reach out to you, or if they have something on their wish list?
I'm on Facebook all the time. I'm here to talk dolls.
Yeah.
By the way, this one is another. You can't really see it in this light, but this is another brown-haired doll.
We can see her. She is gorgeous. Look at that brown hair. Wow.
It's very dark brown, but it is brown, not black, actually.
Just wonderful. And that's a covered wagon hairstyle, correct?
This one here is a covered wagon hairstyle. Oops. This one here is not. It is something else. It is. She has something else going on there. And again, I got a low back. She has a looped braid of some sort in back.
Oh, look at that. There's
and
so many
again,
variables.
This is very dim back here, but this is another favorite doll of mine. And she also has brown hair, and she has a snood in back. Very large doll.
I love a good snood. I really do. Let's look at the curls on that blonde one right there.
This one right here?
No, the one right in back of her, those curls.
Yeah, we talked about her a little bit before with her ringlets that stand out from the neck. You can see the gap there. She's way in the back row, so I can't really pull her out.
No, she's great. It's just wonderful to see that.
But she's a great doll. This is another, whoopsies. Let's see if I can back it up. There we go. There's another brown-haired girl.
Look at that, clutching my pearls again. Look at that hairstyle and the green ribbon.
Green hairband, yep. And she has molded earrings.
That is beyond fabulous. Molded earrings. I'm just in awe right now. I've never seen anything like that. Look at that, everybody.
More, and I think the last band is gold.
Triple. It's a triple band. That's amazing.
Let's see. This one has ringlets that go down onto her shoulders.
Wow. Onto the shoulders.
Let's see. Who else is interesting over here? We got another one with ringlets that go down onto the shoulders.
Don't you just love that? And they're separated on that one. How fantastic.
Now, I always thought this doll, I don't know who made this one, but she has such a serene Madonna-like look. I mean, she's just beautiful expression, molded shirt.
Wonderful.
With a bun in back. And she has I think a sister in back that has the same kind of profile, but a different hairstyle.
The ones with the molded shirts and busts are just some of my favorites as well. I think those are so much fun.
Yes, I know. We know that a couple of the companies, of course, Kling is notorious for doing that. ABG did a few, and then there's a few, I think MERS did, and I'm sure there's others that we have not identified yet.
Look at the bangs on the one on the right over there. The bangs on that one.
You mean the Rorstrand?
Yes.
You mean this one?
Yes.
That's the Rorstrand, and they seem to really like to put tendrils of curls down over the forehead like that. Just seems to be something they favored. They also tended to kind of put little tendrils in front of the ear. These dolls are typically marked with like a letter and a number on the front lower edge of the shoulder plate.
Wow, I love them.
See, there's a little boy. We have some males amongst us. Now, it's typical that the males have a side parted hair. I don't think that's 100%, but more often than not, if you see a side parted hair, it's going to be a boy, intended to be a boy. And then there's others that are more androgynous, like this model, which it's a little dark. I'm sorry. There we go. I think that was intended to be a young man or boy, but you will often find it dressed in female clothing. Whatever.
Fantastic. Yeah.
That's a cling doll.
It's wonderful.
Let's see, who do we have up here that we haven't talked about much?
That green ribbon is just to die for.
Yes, she's got a nice...
I've never seen a green one, and that snoot is amazing. I just love her.
This model had seen it with the pink, kind of a purplish pink ribbon as well. It doesn't come up that often, but they're out there.
I've seen pink and blue, but never green. That's just wonderful.
Now, sometimes you will find a doll, like this is just a beautiful Kestner lady doll. And I actually managed to find in a source of where she was owned in some collection years and years ago. And that's always nice when you can discover that kind of provenance.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And this gal, has underneath her shoulder plate, she has an original distributor's label still. It doesn't
how great.
help us too much, but it's every little bit as a clue that helps us. Let's see, this gal right here is another one of those overglazed dolls. Unfortunately, her wig is glued down, or you could see it more easily, but her pate has just a plain china glaze, and you can see where that ended and the overglaze in matte finish started. Very
just
odd.
Remarkable. Kathy, when you're doing doll stuff, what is a typical day like for you? And when you're in your doll room, her curls are wonderful.
Yeah, she has great curls.
Great. Wow.
Well, typically this floor, that's my flashlight.
Hey,
this floor will be covered. Right now it's blank, and I actually vacuumed.
We get it.
Typically the floor, I'll be on the floor. It'll be laid out on the floor. And I will have body parts and clothes stretched all over the place. I have a bin of doll clothes that I accumulated. Let me just take a scan again. This is where if I need to sew, I don't mind using a sewing machine. Not everything has to be hand sewn, according to me. I think it's lovely if you want to do that, but I'll tell you, in the 1800s, in the mid-1800s, when they came up with the sewing machine, those ladies glommed onto it because they were tired of sewing everything by hand.
Heck yeah. Their little fingers couldn't take it.
Guess who came to visit?
Hello, mister.
This is my friend, Claude. Oops, he's getting too close. He loves to come down into the doll room and hang out with me. He likes to sit in the lap of dolls. I'm just scanning because if I move it now.
We love the scan. The scan is amazing. I love the hand chair and that pillow that you made in Claude's likeness.
It's a cat. I don't know how much it's like Claude, but yes, I made a cat pillow just for funsies.
Yeah, you're so talented. That's just awesome.
I also have some dolls that have gotten on the wall. I found this framed as you see it with these tiny, tiny dolls as small as like 3/4 of an inch.
Those are so neat. I love that.
And over here framed, these are a pair of very early cloth dolls. They're so delicate that I try to keep them in this case.
Wow.
And then I have a Schoenhut box that I had framed because how else can you display it, really?
What a great idea. I love that idea.
I had them frame it so the back is actually open so you can see the other side, but you have to take it down from the wall to do that, and we're not going to do that.
That's a remarkable idea, Kathy. How fantastic.
And then I like folk art. these dolls came as you see them framed, and they were accumulated apparently by a man that was a sailor, and he collected sailor-made or dolls from around the world from his various ports he visited. The ship sank sometime in the early 1900s, so sometime before then. I think we're going to have to wrap this up soon, Rachel, because the battery is going down.
We're going down. Well, Kathy, this was wonderful. I will be posting links to your online shop and how to contact you in the video. We're going to be seeing and talking to you so much more, both in the virtual convention and just in life. You're a wonderful friend and friend to the doll community. So thank you for opening up your home and your private space for us to just enjoy and marvel at your body of work.
My pleasure. Have a great day, everybody, in Doll Land.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.